This year, we visited 18 countries, countless cities, and ate so many great dishes along the way. We always scope out the best traditional and surprising dishes along our travels, and today we're sharing our roundup of the top 10 foodie cities we think you need to visit in 2025, and our favorite eats in each place, all based on our personal experiences in 2024 traveling through Europe. Stick around, because we think you'll be surprised to find out what our top spot is. Let's go eat. We're starting off the list with Rome, Italy. Of course, eating is the top thing to do on most people's trips to Italy, and Rome is a great spot to eat until you are well past full. You've got to try some of the classic Roman pastas while you're here. Whether it's a creamy carbonara or the cheesiest cacio e pepe, these go-to dishes have remained classics for centuries, and for good reason. It's also a city full of delicious street food. From the velvety gelato, to cheesy supli, to an incredible piece of fried cod from a storied shop, Rome is a city that you eat your way through time and time again. And our favorite dish in Rome? It has to be the smoked spaghetti at Ristorante Controluce. This dish wasn't even on our radar when we first planned our trip, but when we saw it on the menu, we had to give it a try, and we're so happy that we did. Number 9. Istanbul, Turkiye. Istanbul is world famous for its long and diverse culinary history. And while we weren't impressed with every meal during our trip this year, it still stands out as one of the best destinations for food anywhere in the world. Of course, Turkish breakfast can't be missed. When else do you get a table absolutely packed with so many delicious little bites? And with the recent addition of Turkiye to the Michelin Guide, there are lots of new restaurants being recognized, along with some time-honored favorites you can't miss. Plus, many of them come with a view over one of the world's most stunning cities. You'll definitely want to make the journey over to the Asian side of the city to try the kebabs at Chia. They are probably the best we've ever had, and one of the more affordable options in the city these days. The yogurt kebab here is the best thing we ate during our stay. The tender and juicy meat is topped with creamy, tangy yogurt and a buttery tomato sauce that makes this dish a can't-miss in Istanbul. At number 8, we have Lake Bled, Slovenia. Slovenia is a real gem. We don't think it's on many people's travel lists, but it definitely should be. Lake Bled is a picturesque destination in the Julian Alps of Slovenia, and the food here is top quality. First off, we need to talk about the wines. Slovenia makes some truly great wines and is home to the oldest still producing vine in the world. Not much of the country's wine production is exported, so you definitely want to take advantage of tasting these wines while you're visiting. You also have to try the traditional Slovenian specialty, idriški žikovi, a potato-filled dumpling, a delicate dish that is rich and comforting. Our favorite meal here had to be our very special dinner at Bled Castle. I mean, where else can you eat a meal inside a castle? Well, you can here, and it's a really special experience. Bled Castle dates back over 1,000 years, and the restaurant at the top offers beautiful views and exceptional food. Turkiye makes our list again, with Bodrum at number 7. Bodrum is home to some local specialties that are truly delicious. Our favorite is chitirmonte, crispy dumplings served with tangy yogurt sauce and red pepper flakes for a meal bursting with texture and flavor. It's also home to the çokertme kebab, where tender meat and grilled potatoes are piled on top of crispy potatoes for a dish that is surprising and so good. And given the beauty of this coastal city, you can enjoy everything from a coffee to a full meze meal with spectacular views. Now, we're heading over to Central Europe for our number 6 spot, Budapest. This was our first time visiting Budapest, and we ate so well there. We will definitely be back. At Vakfaru, you can enjoy traditional Hungarian dishes in a lively, fun setting. From huge pieces of schnitzel to beef with noodles in the creamiest sauce, And if you finish off your meal with the traditional Hungarian spirit, palinka, you will definitely sleep well. If you don't love palinka, you can try some more basic drinks in a not-so-basic setting at one of the city's ruined pubs. Ruined pubs emerged in Budapest in the early 2000s as a creative response to the number of abandoned buildings in the city's historic Jewish quarter, and they've become characterized by their mismatched furniture, vintage decor, and graffiti-covered walls. They are definitely fun spots to be explored. Budapest Castle Complex is one of the largest and most beautiful in all of Europe. It's also where we enjoyed one of our most memorable meals of the year. Restaurant Pierrot is a romantic place set in a 13th century building located in the fairy tale-like historic streets in the Buda Castle district, with live music and walls lined with photos from their famous guests. The food is as amazing as the atmosphere. We highly recommend this spot. Our favorite meal in Budapest might have been one of the simplest, though. Langos, a meal of fried dough topped with cheese, sour cream, and almost whatever else your heart desires that will fill you up for an entire day. Indy was also so warmly welcomed in Budapest, making it a really special trip. Number 5, Ghent, Belgium. This year was full of surprises, and one big one for us was how much we loved the city of Ghent. From their world-famous fries to the amazing chocolate shops filled with incredible creations that we couldn't believe were edible, Ghent is made for people who love food. And of course, you can't skip a Belgian beer, so head to Café Galgenhuis, the smallest pub in Ghent, to enjoy a pint in a historic setting. After your beer, stop by the Tyrian Furlant mustard shop. This shop dates back to at least the early 1800s and still creates and sells mustard in a very traditional way and pours it directly into small pots upon order. Then, stop by Het Mekka van de Kaas to get some cheese to pair with your mustard and enjoy a lovely picnic along one of the city's beautiful canals. But our favorite bite in Ghent had to be those fries. Something about the way they make fries here, they are just a world above other French fries. At number 4, we have one of our favorite weekend getaway spots, the Champagne region of France. For food lovers, we specifically recommend the towns of Reims and Epernay. Epernay is home to the Avenue of Champagne, a magnificent street filled with some of the most famous and tasty champagne houses. Spend an afternoon wandering from house to house for tastings and tours of their amazing champagnes. And especially don't miss Michel Gonnet. We think it's the best spot on the avenue. When you're ready for some food, we suggest heading over to nearby Reims, where the restaurant scene is incredible. We love to enjoy comforting meals at Le Tablier, a cozy spot in the center of Reims. And don't miss out on fancy French classics like oysters and bone marrow at La Brasserie de Boulingrin. And while there are lots of options in town for a high-end meal, we really love La Lambic. The bottom level is set in an old cellar, which is the perfect ambiance for a meal in Champagne. Food lovers will also love wandering through the many cheese and wine shops and bakeries in town. The area is seriously not to be missed and only about an hour outside of Paris. France is making the list twice, with our next destination being Lille, a town in northern France that was a surprising foodie paradise for us. Lille is known for its Morels cheese, very rich and pungent cheese, often served in a flaky, buttery tart. This is true comfort food and is served at many traditional, cozy spots across the city. And if you love baked goods, there's lots to look forward to in Lille. The most famous spot, Myrte, is well known for their gaufre de Lille, or Lille waffle, a treat said to have been the favorite pastry of Charles de Gaulle. Myrte is a glitzy spot, but there are plenty of other, less fancy bakeries serving up equally delicious treats. We loved the massive cream-stuffed brioches at Sylviana Brocherie, and you can't miss the local specialty, the Merveilleux, a light and airy meringue that comes in a variety of flavors. And let's not forget about the amazing baguettes and buttery croissants at Vienna Degersen. You'll be surrounded by a line of locals picking up their daily favorites. In addition to all of this, I had one of my best meals of the entire year in Lille. Restaurant Sebastopol is a beautiful spot that offers up a new menu every week, focusing on the freshest seasonal ingredients. Here, I had an absolutely amazing cod dish that I think is going onto my list of the top 10 dishes I've ever eaten. At number 2, we have more of a region than a specific city. That's because this area is full of cute little beach towns, all with delicious tavernas and bakeries. We're talking about the Halkidiki region of Greece. You might initially come here for the clear blue water and fine sand, but you will end up staying for the food. One town we particularly love is Seviri, a small beachfront village boasting some of the best local restaurants. One of our favorites is Sto Kaima. Their fried zucchini is unreal, as is their veal and tomato sauce, and you'll be treated to the warmest Greek hospitality. This region is also full of great bakeries. As you drive around, you'll see lots of them along the side of the road, and it's absolutely crazy when you see how much good stuff each one has. This is actually where we discovered one of our favorite Greek treats, bougatsa. We're going to cheat a bit here and pick 2 favorite foods from Halkidiki, Fredo cappuccinos and fried zucchini. Greece does both of these so well, and we would happily hop on a plane back to Greece for either one. It wasn't even hard to pick our number 1 spot. We wholeheartedly recommend that if you love good food, you should head to Vienna, Austria in 2025. We think Vienna is a totally underrated city. First of all, it's beautiful. The architecture is stunning, and you're surrounded by history everywhere you go. And the food scene in Vienna is amazing right now. There are great places to try traditional Viennese food like schnitzel, stews, and meat dishes. There are also lots of great contemporary restaurants. We had delicious sushi and Japanese fusion at Mochi, and some of the most unique dishes we tried all year at Cafe Kondel. But that's not all. The markets in Vienna are excellent spots to shop for local foods as well as try lots of global specialties. And we can't talk about food in Vienna without mentioning the coffeehouse culture. From the world-famous century-old spots like Café Central and Sacher Cafe, to modern outposts like Coffee Junkie, Vienna is a great spot for people who love caffeine as much as we do. But our favorite thing in Vienna? Surprisingly, it's the wine. Austria makes some truly great wines, and every time we're here, we stop at Danny's Wine Cabinet. They always have great bottles of local Austrian wines to try, and the woman who runs the shop is really knowledgeable about the producers and the local grapes. That wraps up our list. Which city are you most excited to visit in 2025? Let us know in the comments. We have full videos on each destination, which we'll link below if you want to see more. We wish everyone a happy new year and can't wait to travel and eat together in 2025.